Hello friends, welcome to God's Garden Bench, my poor frozen garden. I just came out here to see what has survived and what has not, and what looks like it's going to be okay and what I need to, keep an eye on. I know you guys haven't seen me in a while. I have been kind of taking a break and trying to focus on figuring out what is going on with my health. I've really been pouring all of my energy, the energy that I do have, into trying to figure out what's going on. And so it seemed like a good time while the garden season was slowing down to focus on that. And I am going to actually be doing a series on my health and what is going on, and so if there's anyone out there going through something similar, maybe my experience can help you, or just even knowing that someone else is going through something similar is really helpful. I know I'm in the depths of it as well, and I know a lot of people do these videos when they've found the cure and everything is perfectly fine and everything will be okay and this is how I did it, but no one really does videos while they're in the thick of it. And I think there are multiple reasons for that. One of which being that having the energy to do videos, or even just talking sometimes, having the mental energy to come up with what to say and how to articulate how you're feeling, it is actually extensive. And if you've never experienced it, you really cannot fully relate or understand, and that is okay. Or understandable. Even some of the people in my life, including my doctor, I don't think can fully wrap their heads around what I am experiencing. So until you experience it, you can't fully understand it, but that's okay. Empathizing with it and sympathizing with it is also really nice. It's nice to have those people that can do that for you, for sure. So I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do a video series on kind of what is going on with me, what we think it is going on. We've gotten answers as to what it is not, which is great, but we have not gotten any answers as to what is going on. So that is very challenging for an individual like me who, when I get motivated about something, it's something that I really want to figure out. And so not being able to figure it out and have the answers to what is going on in the midst of feeling really poorly and really discouraged is very challenging. And so it can be a bit of a vicious circle of discouragement and motivation and then discouragement again. Yeah, if any of you have any advice or any insight into what could be going on with me, that would be greatly appreciated. Even if you know someone who might be going through something similar, asking them if they've gotten any answers or any tests that I should get run, or I don't know, just anything. Really, honestly, just anything would be greatly appreciated and greatly helpful. Check in with my garden. So this is the garden that my friend and I planted. I mentioned her in another video, and I am sure you will meet her. She is such a special person, and such a special person to me, and we have made quick friends. But we put this garden in, and I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek, but I'm going to do a garden tour if it survives. But I'll turn the camera around and give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek at what's going on here. It is thriving. It is the best fall garden that I have ever done and achieved at. Thanks to her and her wisdom and her knowledge and her amendments. I think her amendments really made a difference. I've never amended the soil after a summer garden and before a fall garden. And so I think that made a huge difference. And I knew that amendments are a good thing, and I knew amendments are a necessary thing, but I don't know if I ever thought about doing it from one garden season right into the next garden season. I've always done it throughout the winter for my summer garden. Does that make sense? And so this was greatly beneficial, I believe. And so just the fact that we have done it together has been such a beautiful and wonderful thing. There is something about putting your hands in the soil of a garden and watching things grow, even just by yourself. But when you add another person to that, and another person that you value so deeply and hold so much respect and so much gratitude for. It just makes the garden even more of a special place. And so that is what this garden is for me and for her. And it has just been such a God-given, oh, there's a big woodpecker. It's just been such a God-given experience, and he's taught me so much through it, and so much about trust and companionship and friendship, and it has just been such a blessing. He has shown himself through her and her family in so many beautiful ways. So I'm gonna turn the camera around now and show you a little bit of what we've got going on here in this garden. Now, I know that the garden beds are falling apart. They have gotten much worse. When we were fixing the beds, here, I'm gonna turn you around and so you can see it. Okay, so when we were fixing, like when we were amending the soil, we were pulling out all of the summer stuff, it just further fell apart. So you can see this one is I mean, it's just completely off. There's the screw that used to be holding that in there. So we've got, like, you know, I think this is like a piece of concrete holding the side on there. And so my husband and I are going to be redoing all of these beds, and I'm so excited about it. I asked for my family and my friends to kind of chip in for my birthday to get my garden beds redone. So this is what we've got going on in here, and you can see we had a really hard freeze. It got down to being 22 degrees. Now I know all of you up there in, you know, Canada and the top of the United States are laughing at me right now, but for here in southeastern Virginia, a 22-degree night is very cold. And so a lot of the stuff that I had in here kind of looks a little iffy. I don't know if you can kind of see how saggy it is. And I'm hoping that they got acclimated enough that they will come back. The carrots look fantastic. They didn't get at all phased by it, which is great. But we'll see what comes back. The beets are looking a little iffy. And these flowers still look so cheerful and lovely. We've got the sweet alyssum still looking great. And I definitely said that I was just going to give you a little sneak peek, but I think I'm just going to go for it. So the peas, so it was really windy yesterday along with being cold. And so I was going to come and cover it with some frost fabric, but my concern was that covering it was going to actually snap off the plants and it would create kind of a sail type effect. But as you can see, the wind has just kind of taken these peas down. They weren't, I guess, strongly enough attached to the trellis. Some of them fared a little bit better. These are at least still attached to the trellis, but they're looking pretty sad. I don't know. I'm hopeful. Maybe they got well enough established, but with the fact that they've been putting on flowers, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from them, but this is the one that did the best. They're all the same. It's all the same variety of peas. But for some reason, this trellis did the best out of all of them. I have peas on all of the trellises. And then the cabbage and the broccoli look okay. It looks so beautiful. I mean, look at that. So they all look okay. The cauliflower is probably the most wilty out of all of them. It kind of is a little floppy, but these seem to fare okay. I mean, I guess they have like areas where they're not quite right, but it all still looks pretty good. Yeah, the cauliflower seems to have taken the hardest hit, but all the rest of it looks pretty good. Over here, the chives look kind of sad. Chamomile, radishes, they were kind of on their way out anyway. And then I have, it's like a daisy coming up right here that looks good. I wonder what color daisy it's going to be. And then more chamomile. Friend, yeah. I don't know, these used to be white, now they're kind of see-through. I don't know if you can see that. It's so cool looking. At all affected. It's beautiful. Everything else in this bed looks like it fared okay, except for the beets. They are not looking so great. This is dinosaur kale. I need to thin them out, but haven't really gotten to it yet. There you have it. I don't have anything really going on in the flower beds. Oh, I almost just stepped on my sprinkler. I'm just gonna leave these to rest. I'm gonna come and clean them up, but I'm gonna leave them to rest because not many flowers will last throughout the winter in my area. So these will just rest, although this Gerbera is making an effort of it for sure, and it survived last winter, so I have high hopes for it. Oh, looks like some random kale volunteering. That's cool. And this is celery. And when I tell you I have no idea how this celery got here, I surely have no idea how that celery got there. I have not planted celery in my garden for years. This was all volunteer zinnias. I'll try and find a clip of it and put it in here over the screen so you guys can see it. But the first frost that we had completely killed them, which is understandable. The succulent is handling life great. I mean, it looks good. It's normally green, and now it's what, purple and pink, but it's still beautiful. It still seems to be thriving. Ooh, it's kind of squishy though. That's okay. We'll see how it does. But that is the garden as of right now, after 22 degrees last night. It's supposed to be cold again tonight, and then we're supposed to get a bunch of rain, so we'll see how it does. Thank you guys for coming to my garden today and looking around with me and seeing what has survived and what needs to be watched carefully. And I'm glad to be back. I'm going to do as many as I can. I'm going to do what I can. I am, like I said, going to be doing that health series as much as I can. And if you guys have any ideas at all about what could possibly be going on, I would greatly appreciate a comment down below. Reach out to me. I have an Instagram as well under gods_garden_bench. So you can reach me on there also. I would just so appreciate any help and any encouragement that you could have. And I will see you in the next video. I'm not exactly sure when that will be, but I really want to start getting into my regular content again. I truly enjoy the process. I really do. And that's when I kind of dropped off, when I really started to not enjoy it. Was when I stepped away. It was just taking a little bit too much from me, and I just didn't have the energy, the mental or the physical energy to do it. But I really enjoy the creative process. I enjoy showing whoever wants to watch how beautiful God's creation is, and so I want to get back into that and giving myself a challenge to do it, and having something to be motivated towards, I think will help. So thank you guys for being here, and hope to see you next time.